ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ದು ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್ ರೆಸಿಪಿ ಅವರೇ?
ಹೌದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನ್ ವೆಜಿಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಫ್ಲೇವರ್, ಪೌಡರ್, ಸಾಸ್, ಕಲರ್ಸ್. ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಮಟನ್, ಚಿಕನ್
ಆ ಥರವೇ ಮಾಡೋದು.
ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು.
ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್. ಅದು ಪರಿಮಳ ಏನ್ ಫ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್?
Chicken rice.
I can smell the aroma of some of the dishes out here. Sometimes when you arrive at a place, you walk in and you immediately get a sense that there's going to be some great food here. Chops, huh?
Chops.
Chapati. Kadak chapati. Even as I press that khaima, because this was a gravy originally, some of the juices of that gravy that are trapped in that khaima come oozing out. Delicious. Hi folks, this is kripal, amanna, gourmet on the road, and you're watching Food Lovers TV. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe and strong. So we've just arrived in Chitradurga to the promise of an interesting mutton meal. We are at this eatery, a tiny eatery from the looks of it. It's called CHAAPE REDDY and it's just off the highway the moment you enter Chitradurga. I'm looking forward to lunch here and to relishing some of the meaty specialities that this place is known for. Let's go.
ತೆಂಗಿನ ಗರಿಯಿಂದ ಹೆಣದಿರೋದು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಚಾಪೆ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ.
ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾಪೆ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ.
ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ತುಂಬಾ ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಆ ಥರ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಜನ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ.
ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ದು ಹೆಸರು ಏನು ಸರ್?
ನಾನು ಸತ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ.
Satyanarayana Reddy. So nimda hotel?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
Fantastic. So they have this thatched roof out here which is made of the dry coconut fronds. And that they call chape here locally. And this is Mr. Reddy's hotel, so therefore it came to be known as the CHAAPE REDDY Hotel.
That name.
You accepted that name. Fantastic. So people said CHAAPE REDDY Hotel and Mr. Reddy over a period of time accepted that name. So ಏನು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ?
ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮಟನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಕೈಮಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ತಲೆ ಮಟನ್ ಇದೆ, ಬೋಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಮಟನ್ ಫ್ರೈ, ಚಿಕನ್ ಮಸಾಲ, ಚಿಕನ್ ಫ್ರೈ, ಚಿಕನ್ ಡ್ರೈ.
ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮದು?
ಸರ್ ಈಗ 31 years.
31 years ಆಯಿತು ಸೇಮ್ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ?
ಹೌದಾ.
ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ? I can smell the aroma of some of the curries in the air. ಓ ಕರ್ಕೂರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಏನದು ಕಡಕ್ ರೋಟಿಯಾ?
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್, ಕಡಕ್. ಅದು ಚಪಾತಿನ ಆ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು.
ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಸಮ್ ಕಡಕ್ ಚಪಾತಿ ಇದೆ. ನಿಮ್ದು ಹೆಸರೇನು?
ವೇಣುಗೋಪಾಲ್.
ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ವೇಣುಗೋಪಾಲ್. ನಿಮ್ಮದು?
ತಾಲೂಕು ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದುರ್ಗ ತಾಲೂಕು ಪಂಚಾಯತ್.
ಓ ಸೋ ನೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೀಟ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಕೃಪಾಲ್ ಅಮನ್ನ.
ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಟೇಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಓಟ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ.
ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್.
ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ.
ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು
ಚಾಪೆ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಹೋಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅದೊಂದು ಸರ್ನೇಮ್. ಚಾಪೆ ನೀವು ಎನಿ ಐಟಮ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ, ಚಿಕನ್ನು ಮಟನ್ನು ಏನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
ನೀವೇನು ತಿಂದ್ರಿ ಇವತ್ತು?
ನಾವೀಗ ಮಟನ್ ಮಸಾಲ ತಿಂದ್ವಿ, ಕಡಕ್ ಚಪಾತಿ.
ಕಡಕ್ ಚಪಾತಿ ಅದೇ ಕರ್ಕೂರ್. ನನಗೆ ಶಬ್ದ ಬಂತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಟ್ ರೋಟಿ ಗೋ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್.
ರಾಗಿ ಮುದ್ದೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟು ರಾಗಿ ಮುದ್ದೆಗೂ ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
ನಮ್ಮ 4 fathers ಆಂಧ್ರದಿಂದ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆದವರು. ಸೊ 400-500 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 8-10 ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಟ್ಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಓಕೆ. 400-500 years ago. ಓಕೆ.
ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಜಮೀನು ತಗೊಂಡು
ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್
ಅದನ್ನು
ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡಿ
ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡಿದವರು. ಈಗ ಒಂದು 2-3 ಜನರೇಷನಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ.
ಮನೇಲಿ ಏನು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್ ನೀವು?
ಮನೇಲಿ ನಾವು ತೆಲುಗು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಆದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಓದಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ತೆಲುಗು. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ.
Fantastic. They migrated from Andhra 400 years ago. And now, of course, Karnataka is their land. Wonderful. What is special here? What should I be tasting? Khaima is best. Khaima ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಚಪಾತಿ.
ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್.
What's your name? Arvind.
This is kitchen.
Oh, nice.
She is my daughter-in-law.
Oh, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್?
ಹೌದಾ. She is MSc graduate.
Oh, okay.
She is helping us.
Helping you. So ಮುಂಚೆಲ್ಲ ರೆಸಿಪೀಸ್ ಯಾರ್ದು ಸರ್?
ನಮ್ಮ ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್. ಈ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ರೆಸಿಪಿ ಎಲ್ಲ.
ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್ ರೆಸಿಪಿ ಅವರೇ?
ಹೌದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನ್ ವೆಜಿಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಫ್ಲೇವರ್, ಪೌಡರ್, ಸಾಸ್, ಕಲರ್ಸ್. ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಮಟನ್ ಚಿಕನ್
ಆ ಥರವೇ
ಆ
ಮಾಡೋದು.
ಥರನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು.
ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್. ಅದು ಪರಿಮಳ ಏನು ಫ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ಚಿಕನ್ ರೈಸ್.
ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ದಿ ಅರೋಮಾ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡಿಶಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಇದು ನಿಮ್ದು ಮನೆಯಾ ಸರ್? ಇದು
ಇದೇ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಮನೆ ಇದೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಸೊ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ lives on the premises and a part of the premises is converted into this restaurant. And also when you come here ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಹೋಮ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರ್ದು ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಹೊರಗೆ ತೋಟ ಇದೆ ಆ ಥರ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಇವತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸರ್, ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಬರಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್. ಒಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ಬಂದು ಊಟ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದವ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯದವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನು ಕೆಂಪು ಮಸಾಲ ಸರ್? ಅದು
ಇದು ಮೆಣಸಿನಕಾಯಿಯಿಂದ ಖಾರದ ಪುಡಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಗ್ರೇವಿ ಇದು.
ಇದೇನು ಮಟನ್?
ಇದು ಮಟನ್ ಸರ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಚಿಕನ್ನು, ಇದು ಮಟನ್ನು.
ಓಕೆ,
ಗ್ರೇವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾಪ್ಸು, ಕೈಮಾ, ಬೋಟಿ, ತಲೆ ಮಟನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸೊಸೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಏನು ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಹೋದರೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿತ್ ದೇರ್ ಸೂಪರ್ವಿಷನ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಶೋರ್ ದಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಫೈನ್.
Me and my mother also.
Oh, you and your mother as well. Wonderful. How nice.
ಚಾಪ್ಸ್.
ಚಾಪ್ಸ್. ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಳೆ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇನು? ತಲೆ ಮಟನ್, ತಲೆ ಮಾಂಸ. ಸರ್ ಇದು ಕುರಿಯಾ ಮೇಕೆಯಾ?
ಕುರಿ, ಗಂಡು ಕುರಿ.
ಗಂಡು ಕುರಿ. ಬೋಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು? ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್.
ಕೈಮಾ.
ಲವ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇನು ಬೇರೆ ಮಸಾಲ?
ಅದು ಮಟನ್.
ಅದು ಲಿವರಾ? ಚಿಕನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಚಿಕನ್ ಕರಿ. ಇದೇನು ಬ್ರಾಯ್ಲರಾ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ಬ್ರಾಯ್ಲರ್.
ಸೊ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಹೋಟೆಲಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಆಯಿತು ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ?
31 years.
31 years. ಇದರ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ನೀವು?
ಫಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಎ PWD contractor.
ಓಕೆ. And then you decided to open your restaurant.
ಅದು ಐ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಇನ್ ದಟ್
In the field. Are you happy now?
Yes, I'm
You're feeding people.
quite happy.
Quite happy. You're feeding people delicious food. You see them happy, you see them smiling, you see them enjoying.
I'm very proud of my business.
Oh, how nice is that? And I think that's one of the noblest of businesses, Allah sir, to feed people.
ಹೌದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಟ್ಲುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಟ್ಲಿಗೂ ಈ ಥರ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಲಕ್ಕಿ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋರು ಯಾರು ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವ್ನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಥರ, ಒಬ್ಬ ವೆಲ್ ವಿಷರ್ ಥರ, ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಥರ ಬಂದು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ 4 ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಹೋಗೋವಾಗ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗೋರೆ ಭಾಳ.
ಅದು ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಸ್ಮೈಲಿಗೆ. ನಾನು ಬಂದೆ, ಐ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೋ ದೆಮ್, ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಕ್ಡ್ ಇನ್. Mr. Reddy did not know me, but the moment I walked in, even though I had the camera, he still smiled, and I think it's that smile that does it. And of course, once the people watch him smile and then they come in and they taste the food, then they go out smiling. So I think it's also your hospitality and also your food, sir. Wonderful. I think after all that, we should sit in the restaurant and taste some of the uta here. Sometimes when you arrive at a place, you walk in and you immediately get a sense that there's going to be some great food here. That's exactly the sort of feeling that I'm in. That's exactly the sort of zone that I'm in at this point. I can smell the aroma of some of the dishes in the air. The place is very basic. It's a no-frills place. And you know that this place is all about the food. This family has been working here, has set up this restaurant. This restaurant is an extension of their home. When you see things like that, you know that you're in for a great meal. Let's order some dishes. I've heard of your khaima. Khaima kodi. Khaima ಏನು ಕೆಂಪು ಮಸಾಲೆ?
ಕೆಂಪು ಮಸಾಲೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಮಸಾಲ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಕೈಮಾ ಫ್ರೈ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಮಟನ್ ಮಸಾಲ, ಮಟನ್ ಫ್ರೈ, ತಲೆ ಮಟನ್ ಮಸಾಲ, ಬೋಟಿ ಫ್ರೈ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಎಗ್ ಬೋಟಿ ಫ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಚಿಕನ್ ಮಸಾಲ, ಚಿಕನ್ ಫ್ರೈ, ಚಿಕನ್ ಪೆಪ್ಪರ್ ಡ್ರೈ.
ಒಂದು ಖೈಮಾ ಕೊಡಿ, ಖೈಮಾ ಡ್ರೈ ಕೊಡಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಮಟನ್ ಕರಿ ಕೊಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಮಟನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಸ್ ಕರಿ ಕೊಡಿ, ಎಗ್ ಬೋಟಿ ಕೊಡಿ, ಎಗ್ ಬೋಟಿ ಫ್ರೈ ಕೊಡಿ. ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನು ಚಪಾತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಚಪಾತಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಚಪಾತಿ ಕೊಡಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಕಡಕ್ ಚಪಾತಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಇದು ಮೊಟ್ಟೆ ಬೋಟಿಯಾ?
ಬೋಟಿ ಫ್ರೈ.
ಎಗ್ ಬೋಟಿ ಫ್ರೈ. ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್.
ಕೈಮಾ ಫ್ರೈ.
ಕೈಮಾ ಫ್ರೈ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ 1 by 1? ಚಾಪ್ಸಾ?
chapati.
Chapati?
Kadak chapati.
Kadak chapati. Well, we've got some of our dishes here. This is the boti egg fry. So basically they prepare the boti, and if you ask for it with an egg, they scramble some egg into it with some green chilies and things like that. I think it also helps tame the slightly gamey note of the boti in case you find yourself a little sensitive to those aromas. But my experience with boti is that if they clean it properly, then you have absolutely no gamey aroma. What's interesting about a boti always is the texture. So you kind of chew on it, and as you bite on it, you are rewarded with the flavor of the masala. Then we also have the khaima fry. So I'm told they make a khaima curry here, and if you ask for a fry, well, they saute it in the pan with some garlic, onions, some more spices, green chili. What's interesting here is that the garlic is whole. Of course, I also have a mutton chops. This is a curry. This is a green masala curry. So I'm sure there's plenty of coriander, mint, green chili, etc. that goes into it. And there's also some sambar. This I think is a mutton curry again. A different sort of a sherba of sorts. And to go with this, I have a chapati. The chapati is rather soft. And a kadak roti, which is basically a chapati that is crispened into a papad on the fire. I'm going to save my kadak roti for the gravies, but we're going to make a beginning with that boti. That boti has been cleaned rather well. There's no grittiness at all, and I think the custardy texture of the egg also masks whatever slight gamey note it may have. What's also nice here is that there's plenty of things like onions, green chilies, etc. that also complements the flavor of the boti. Savor some more of that boti with some motte with the chapati. Delicious. I don't think I've ever had a egg boti, and I don't think too many places do that. But I think this is a great way to introduce somebody to the joys of boti. So boti is basically the intestine, the stomach parts of the animal, of the kuri or the sheep in this case. And most people are put off by the idea. But I think in a form like this, embellished with all the onions, with the chilies, etc., I think it makes for a great introduction to the boti. Let's move next to the khaima. Even as I press that khaima, because this was a gravy originally, some of the juices of that gravy that are trapped in that khaima come oozing out. Delicious. I think there's a bit of the kadle that goes in to bind it, and you're tasting only a hint of that, but what you're tasting really is the rich flavor of the meat. You know, sometimes when you have the khaima unde, in some places, you tend to taste more of the sinew, more of the other things that they put in to bind that into a dumpling. And therefore, sometimes the meaty flavors are a little subdued. But in this case, I'm tasting more the flavor of the meat, more the flavor of the curry. That's delicious. I'm going to taste that. I can hear the kurum of that kadak roti. I'm going to taste that khaima with some of the embellishments in that fry. Some onions, some coriander, and the bellulli, whole cloves of the bellulli. Super. I thought I was going to have only one of that khaima unde, but it's so good that I definitely want to go for the second one with another clove of garlic. I think as they toss it into the fry, they also add a little more kara pudi and things like that, because this is certainly a dish that is rather spicy. Spicy with the chili edge of the red chili powder that also gets you at the back of your throat. What I also like is the manner in which the firm texture of that khaima, of the mutton mince dumpling, contrasts with the crunch of the onion, that soft pulpy bite of the garlic. Absolutely delicious. And if you want a little more spice, well, you can also help yourself to a chili in the bite. As you're tasting things, you'll suddenly come across that one dish that is a showstopper. I've tasted 3 things here precisely thus far. Actually 4 things, including this mutton sambar. But that khaima unde is certainly the equivalent of a showstopper. And now I can feel the punch of that green chili too, alongside the red chili, alongside the kara pudi in that khaima fry. Next we're going to go for that chop. That's a meaty piece of meat and some of the gravy. Mutton curry. Fantastic. So keema fry ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಖಾರ ಪುಡಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ? The kara pudi and the pepper you can definitely taste. So the keema is originally cooked in a curry like this, and then when you ask for a fry, they take the keema dumplings out of that and then toss it in a pan with some more red chili powder, with some pepper, garlic, onions, green chilies, etc. just to give it that spicy punch. And therefore, if you like things really spicy, ask for the fry. But it is certainly the sort where the chili grips hold of your tongue and your palate. That mutton feels rather soft, pink and juicy. I can taste the flavor of the ginger garlic in that right away. Plenty of the ginger that I can taste in that. The flavor of the belulli, the garlic. No, that meat is absolutely moist and juicy. You definitely want to make sure that you have enough gravy, enough curry swaddling that chop. Taste it with my chapati. The chapati is nice and soft. In the meat, I could taste more the flavor of the ginger and the garlic. But as I eat the chapati with the rasa, I can now also taste the flavor of the coriander. I can taste the flavor of the mint. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಯಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಯಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಪ್ಪ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಗ್ರೇವಿ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪುದೀನ ಇದೆ, ಕೊರಿಯಾಂಡರ್ ಇದೆ, ಫ್ಲೇವರ್ ಬಂದು ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಸೂಪರ್ ಇದೆ.
ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಇಡೀ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಲೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಭಾಗ ಇದೊಂದೇ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಲೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾನ್ ವೆಜಿಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಬೋಟಿ, zero cholesterol.
Oh, that's a very interesting thing that I learned from Mr. Reddy. So he says that the boti or the intestine is the only part of the animal that has zero cholesterol. Actually, the healthiest part. From a consumption perspective is the boti. That is something that I have learned today.
Easy to digest.
Very easy to digest. Wonderful. I think that's why the boti is also so popular from very, very olden times. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's always nice to speak to hoteliers who've spent decades in the field, because they'll tell you those little nuggets that most people don't know these days. That meat. It's cooked just fine. It's got a bit of a bite, but it's moist. It's juicy. I'm really enjoying the curry in that green masala. So good. Aita sir, uta aita. Chop soup. It's always nice when I'm shooting. There'll always be people who will crowd around, especially as I travel into the hinterland. They're fascinated about this one chap who's sitting surrounded by loads of food and having a conversation with himself, talking to the camera. They find it quite interesting to watch. And so I tend to draw them into the conversation every once in a while. That chop has enough meat to make for a generous meaty meal. And because Mr. Reddy is very particular about the weight of the animal, the meat too is a sort that is rather juicy. When it comes to the nalli, it's a lottery. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. In this one, the nalli is stubbornly clinging to the inside of the bone. I got a bit of it, not all. Mop up the remainder of this, the chops curry. To make space for that mutton curry. I want to get plenty of curry, and you will see in a moment why. Because this curry is going to be the medium that I will crush that kadak roti into. So you don't typically eat this like a papad. Well, you can do that if you choose to, but the way to eat this is to crush it into your curry, allow for that curry to soften it a bit, and then make a scoop of it. So that way, that kadak roti carries with it the flavor of the curry but still retains a bit of its crunch. Meat here is a sort that very easily slides off the bone. It is soft, extremely pliable. This is a sort of mutton curry that's a joy to eat. I thought I'll have only one piece, but going by the quality of what I'm tasting, I definitely want to have some more on my plate. This mutton curry is dominated by the red chili. That's really the flavor that you're tasting, alongside the other spices. In the chops curry, it was more the green masala, and that's what we were tasting. We're tasting the flavor of the garlic, the ginger, and also of the mint, etc. But out here, it's the hard spices and the warmth that comes from the red chili powder. The quality of the meat is definitely why people throng to CHAAPE REDDY Hotel. I love the oil that's floating to the top of that curry, which is enriched with the fat from the meat. And of course, all the spices that rise to the top along with it. So good. Local meat se kehte hain. From Chitradurga, va?
ನಾಟಿ ಕುರಿ ಅಂತ
ನಾಟಿ ಕುರಿ
ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಬಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ,
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಅಂತ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತರ್ತೀವಿ.
So that's very interesting. So I just learned from Arvind, because I was complimenting him on the quality of the meat, and I learned from Arvind that the meat that they use here is local meat, is the local sheep, and the speciality of the sheep is that there isn't too much fat. And also because they select the right cut, they select the right animal. When it comes to a meaty dish, you want to taste the flavor of the meat. Allah? Very nice. The quality of the meat is very good. Soft ide, juicy ide. So that is Arvind's job every day, to go and select the meat. Of course, his father used to do that earlier, but I'm told now you do that. So how many kilos of meat do you have to buy in a day?
Daily morning 25.
Oh.
Morning. Just evening session 5 to 10.
5 to 10 kilos. I think most people here prefer the mutton. Chicken nalli, I think they make one chicken curry. Ade chicken curry amele fry ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
Fry dry.
And dry. So we've just ordered. I'm just waiting for my chicken pepper fry to come, just to taste the chicken for some of you who are chicken lovers.
Chicken pepper dry.
Chicken pepper dry. Oh, full dry ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? So deep fry ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
sir, deep dry.
Oh, so it's almost like a kebab. So the chicken curry ಇದು piece ತಕೊಂಡು
piece ತಗೊಂಡು dry ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
dry ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Oh, that's interesting. So I think this is going to be an interesting chicken, because you already have the flavor of that curry that this chicken has been soaked in, and then they fry it with perhaps some spices, etc. chicken is moist, it's juicy, and as you can see, the flavor of the masala has seeped all the way in. On the outside I'm tasting, of course, the punch of the pepper, but on the inside I'm tasting the flavor of the spices that originally were deployed to make that chicken curry. I think this is a great idea to make a chicken dry preparation. First make a curry, and as you make the curry, all the flavors seep into the chicken, and then take that chicken out, toss it in some more spices, in this case some pepper, and then fry it. I think that's the most flavorful chicken fry that you could possibly get. As you can see, the flavor has seeped all the way in, and this chicken is busy there. So I think chicken lovers too will enjoy their meal here. I haven't tasted the chicken curry that this chicken pepper fry is made of, but tasting that fry itself, tasting that dry itself, I know that's going to be a flavorful curry. So if you happen to be on NH4 going towards Chitradurga, Davangere, Hubli and beyond, definitely make a pit stop here at CHAAPE Reddy Hotel. They're open for lunch and dinner, and savor some of the meaty delicacies that are on offer. I've tasted 5 or 6 dishes, and I must tell you, I'm finding it hard to pick a favorite among them all, because each one of those dishes were the sort that left an impression on my palate. Be it that motte boti or that egg boti, or that khaima unde fry, or that chops gravy, that mutton masala, that mutton sambar, and to close things, that chicken pepper dry. So if you love your meat, definitely make a stop at CHAAPE Reddy Hotel off NH4 in Chitradurga. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Gourmet on the Road. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, and happy eating. Please haki sir. Please, ನೀವು ಬೇಜಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಸದ್ಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಸರ್ ಹಾಕಲೇಬೇಕು ನೀವು, ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ.
ಒಂದು ಎಗ್ ಬೋಟಿ ಫ್ರೈ, ಒಂದು ಮಟನ್ ಮಸಾಲ.
ನನಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಸಂತೋಷ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು. ಓ, ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ನೇಮ್? ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ನೇಮ್? ಸುಗೋಶ್. ನೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೀಟ್ ಯು. ನಮಸ್ತೆ, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಯಾವುದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? 5th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಏಜ್ ಏನೀಗ? 10 ಇಯರ್ಸಾ 9 ಇಯರ್ಸಾ? 10 ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್. ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್. ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಪಾದು ಹೋಟೆಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಂತೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲ? ಏನು ಫೇವ್ರೇಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮದು? ಚಿಕನ್ ಫ್ರೈ. ಓ, ನಂದು ಕೂಡ. ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. Fantastic. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page. You could pledge a nominal sum and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As, and a lot more. You could support us on our Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment below. Happy eating.